to Together Bistro.
What we like to call food for thought.
Okay. Hi, welcome to Together Bistro.
What we like to call food for thought. This is a unique place where we are going to show you how we are preparing some of our favorite dishes, and we are also going to share with you some thoughts that we have about some things that are relevant for us.
Yeah, and today we bring this super delicious and very simple to make pork shoulder butt in teriyaki sauce. And I finally said it right. It's hard to say.
It's hard to say.
Pork shoulder butt. Hey, it could be like shoulder.
Yeah, it could be a song.
Yeah, pork shoulder butt in teriyaki sauce.
I see it.
Yeah, I don't. So we're moving on to this delicious dish.
Yeah,
Should
we'll show you how to do it. Why don't we try it after it's made?
That works, yeah.
Yes.
Because if not, it will be raw. But yeah, it's slow cooked, so it's very simple to make. It's actually only 5 ingredients. The hardest one is making the teriyaki sauce because we chose to make it homemade. If you are lazy, then just go and buy your own teriyaki sauce.
Yeah. And it took 7 hours and a half to get made. And that's the beauty of leaving something cooking for a long time, is that all the flavors take more time to
come
get made,
together.
come together. And it's just a delicious plate that we hope you enjoy. But we are going to show you how to get it done now.
Enjoy. I want to try it.
Today we are making what is known as a Boston bat.
Oh.
Yes, and I know that the first time you heard this, you thought that we were going to be eating
the pig's butt.
The pork's butt, but I was curious to see if that was the case.
What did you find?
And what I found is that actually it has nothing to do with the part of the animal. Actually, we are eating the upper shoulder of the legs, the front legs of the pork, of the pig. So it has nothing to do with that nasty business.
Why is it called butt?
Apparently, according to Wikipedia, it's called that way because during the American Revolution, the butchers used to use these parts of the animal at the bottom of the barrel to transport the meat.
Like the butt of the barrel.
And
right?
And eventually it was picked up and used in different dishes around the country, but it became as the Boston bat because that's what butchers in the Boston, New England area will do.
Nice.
So that's where it comes from.
And that's why we have a Boston playlist playing in the background.
We have music from bands and musicians that come from Boston. And this is basically 3.5 pounds of pork butt, shoulder butt.
Shoulder butt.
3.5 pounds is a big piece of meat, but eventually this is going to become all delicious pulled pork
style.
After cooking for 6 to 7 hours, it's going to become soft and yummy. It's going to be delicious.
And it's with a teriyaki sauce.
Yeah.
Which you can buy, but I don't like buying because it has, most of them in the store have a lot of ingredients that we can't pronounce.
Yeah.
Like E35 or whatever that is. So I am working on the teriyaki. I'm gonna lower the volume.
Yeah, and I'm still crushing some of the peppers, and what we are bringing together this kind of fusion of the teriyaki Asian world with the
Boston
traditional pre-revolutionary mentality of America. And you know what this inspired me to? This inspired me to think about something that played an important role in 2020 for our family.
Oh, what?
Hamilton.
Aha!
The most played music the last year was all the songs from the Hamilton.
In our house.
Yeah, it was incredible.
All the camping trips.
Yes, and I think our kids know the songs by heart. I'm still working on them. I know some parts. But you know what he said, and he actually says this in the play. One of the most quotable parts. If you don't stand for anything,
then what do you fall for?
yeah. So I think that's a very inspiring quote that has to do with this, because at the time where America was finding itself and people were understanding that they didn't want to be a colony anymore, some people were brave enough to stand for what they believed in, and Hamilton was one of them. And I think we are in a time in our country and in our lives where, you know, if you believe in democracy and the principles that brought us here, because you were in Peru, I was in Spain, why did we come here? And it's because of this idea that is one of the few countries where people can actually enjoy democracy for a reason. So anyway, before getting too political, I wanted to tell you that this is a fairly easy dish to make.
Yeah.
Making the teriyaki at home
is probably the more complex.
Adding a complex. What are you doing? Why don't you tell us what you're doing?
I'm grating ginger. I just minced garlic, a lot of garlic, 9 cloves.
What is mincing exactly?
Well, it means that you really cut into tiny little pieces.
Could you say cut it in tiny pieces?
You could, but
mincing is good.
It makes you look more professional, and especially now for our viewers.
I understand.
You know, we need to be credible.
Yeah, no.
Oh, smell this.
Ginger.
It opens up your
soul.
Your soul. Okay, so back to what do you stand for?
Yeah.
If you don't stand for nothing,
you fall for everything. That's the actual quote.
Oh, you fall for everything.
Yeah.
Ooh, so that means that you don't have your own beliefs, or what does that mean in the context of family, right? I mean, we've been talking about this lately.
Yeah.
In terms of how everybody in our family, all the kids are at the age where they're trying to find their independence. And so they are searching for that thing to stand for. And sometimes it goes against what we stand for.
Yeah. I think that as parents, we stand for allowing our kids to discover themselves, right? So we are giving them a lot of freedom, perhaps too much, and we don't really know where
that line is.
Yes, but we are leaning towards giving them a lot of independence and autonomy when it comes to making choices. And it doesn't feel comfortable necessarily, and it doesn't feel like we have all the answers.
And I also think, in all honesty, that we think we give them more freedom than we actually do. So I think what's the difference between, and this could be a really interesting food for thought to bring to this meal.
Together.
And maybe this is something that once you make the same recipe, as you're eating the food, you can have this whole discussion with your family. So what does it mean to stand for something? Does it mean that you do something, or does it mean that you only say it, or think it, or believe it?
That's a very, very interesting
Because I think we stand for it.
question.
Speaking from the eye, I don't think I'm doing such a great job at it.
I think you're doing a better job than you're giving yourself credit.
I think it would be that when you stand for something, ideally you live it. So that you have to make a conscious effort every day to practice it.
Yeah.
So that whether that's a mantra in the morning, a reminder midday on your watch, or a reminder as a couple, hey, we're not staying true to that thing that we stand for, then that works. Otherwise, it's just something you think.
Absolutely. So definitely food for thought when you are sharing this dish with your family over lunch or dinner, probably dinner because it takes a while.
How are we going to serve it? Are we going to use the little buns, or are we going for tacos? Well, it's Asian.
Yeah, probably
white
rice.
Yeah, white rice with some carrots.
Yeah. So
Nice.
This is the way it looks right now. It's big, and there's definitely
I was about to make a joke.
enough here to feed a family of 5. So let's get into the preparation. 8 hours of yumminess.
Wow,
So soft.
so soft. You know what this stands for? Softness and food explosion.
It's very soft, and the flavors have become part of the meat in a way that when you have it in your mouth, it's hard to distinguish what is the pork and what is the teriyaki sauce. It's just so rich and good.
It's delicious.
And you can have it with white rice. I think mashed potatoes will be good too.
Well, we hope you enjoy it, and we also hope you enjoy the conversation. And if you do choose to make this dish, you use the quote that we brought in together with the food to explore unique thoughts.
See you next week.